Sandy, I'd like to thank you very much for coming in today to talk to me about the meeting that the three of us are going to have, you and Dawn and I. And I'd like to, first of all, make sure that you understand a little bit about the mediation process.
Yeah.
And so, you know, this is the representation of it here on the wall.
Yeah.
And we'll go through it in some detail a little bit later. I just want you to know that there is a process that we're going to be following, that there is specific steps in that process. And in fact, I will actually be using a checklist to make sure that we handle each of the steps along the way, because it's a bit of a building block kind of thing, and we want to do that. I just want to ask you a couple of questions about the situation itself that you're finding yourself in.
Yeah.
Wondering if you could answer this question for me. If a miracle happened tonight while you were sleeping, and you got up tomorrow morning and this situation had disappeared, how would you know? What evidence would you see in your workplace to know that everything was okay?
Well, I might have a new personal assistant, but actually, if this can't be resolved, I mean, or can be resolved, then I guess we'd have more clarity about our relationship, I think, between me and the assistant that I have, my administrative assistant.
So on that relationship piece, can you think of a time when the two of you had a conversation that really worked for you?
Yeah, I think, at the beginning, when we first started working together, actually, we had some very positive conversations, and there was actually at least one good piece of work, I remember.
Okay.
That was done.
And so what made the conversations work? What do you think was the essence of those conversations? What made them good?
And I think, it was really because, maybe it was because we were new or, not knowing each other, but I thought for people who, didn't know each other, we were pretty open about what we expected, and her telling me what she thought about what the job would be like, and me being able to sort of play into her expectations, to give her a clear picture of what we were going to be doing together.
Okay. And so what would it take to get back to that kind of conversation?
Well, I guess it might be difficult now to get back to that conversation, I think, unless we can work some things through, which is really why we're doing the mediation in the first place, I think.
Okay.
So I think we have to kind of clear the air about what's really been going on in the office. I think in that sense we have to be very open about what we're thinking and feeling about this situation.
And that's the opportunity in mediation, is to sit down and speak to each other face to face in a gentle, honest, open, specific way, so that the two of you can come to some understanding and agreement, and making sure that we understand those are two different things.
Yeah.
Understanding Dawn and agreeing with Dawn are two different things.
Yeah.
And so the hope tomorrow is for you to build some understanding first, and then some agreement or some sort of plan of action for moving forward, so that your relationship can be better in the future than it has been in the past.
Yeah, well, I think we've been really, there's been a lot of struggle around understanding, much less getting to any kind of agreement, really.
What I'd like to do, Sandy, is to share with you this consent to mediate. This is something that I'll ask you to sign tomorrow in the mediation. And it just outlines for you a little bit more about the mediation, some of the things that we've already spoken about today. My role as mediator will be to be impartial and to just direct traffic, basically. And your role as parties will be to have open and honest discussion with each other in order to build that understanding and to come to some sort of agreement. And this also talks about the fact that mediation is without prejudice, and that I'm not compellable as a witness, those kinds of things.
Right.
So I'd like you to read it over tonight and come prepared to sign it tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you very much for coming in today.
Well,
We'll
thanks
see you
for
a little
the
bit
time.
later.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.